All the best. Always realize that we have a purpose in life. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Father, for such inspiring words. I hope we all continue learning and working together to achieve greater goals.
The entrepreneurship cell or the e-cell is a platform for all those willing to contribute to the entrepreneurial environment around us in whichever way possible. E-cell, with the help of its four verticals, along with the editorial and technical assistance, makes up for its remarkable activities throughout the year. Let us look upon the astonishing journey of e-cell through this video presentation.
That was truly a beautiful representation of the success journey till now. Talking about the e-cell, we cannot forget the pillars who strengthen it. Let us invite the ever-energetic coordinator, Gagi Jain, to brief us up about the exceptional working of the e-cell throughout the year.
Good noon to one and all. I, Tanya Sharma, and I, Gargi Jain, are here to present annual report of session 2021-2022 of the Entrepreneurship Cell of our college. Entrepreneurship Cell offers the learners a platform to explore innovative business ideas with a strong infrastructure support from the college. This cell in the college campus provides an opportune platform for the young students to innovate, create, and inspire new ideas for business. The e-cell collaborates with district entrepreneur students and facilitates mentorship to the students.
Various certificate courses, webinars, and fests were organized in the year 2021-22 so as to ensure business social growth among the students. Session on business analytics, in association with Upgrade on Business Analytics, was organized by the Department of Business Administration for better exposure in the field of analytics.
Virtual industrial visit was organized to Universal Auto Foundry Limited on 3rd of September for the second and third year students. It was anticipated.
Your voice is not clear.
So we'll repeat.
Virtual industrial visit was organized to Universal Auto Foundry Limited on 3rd of September. It was anticipated to explore the working of different sections of industry.
In order to make the students learn about the business case studies, we organized a 3-day workshop on business case studies through virtual platform, in which students learned about how to solve and how to form business case studies. The workshop was conducted from 30th September to 1st October.
An orientation session was organized by CII Byron Yuva on power tracing on October 18, 2021. The department has an MOU with Confederation of Indian Industry Jaipur Yuva chapter The session was conducted in person mode in the college auditorium, in which Ms. Richa Tiwari, a corporate trainer and a consultant for human skills and business communication, were invited as a speaker for the induction of CII Yuva on the topic power dressing, respectively. The two-day workshop was curated by the eminent resource person, Reverend Father Dr. Nelson Vice Principal and Treasurer, JXTA, and former academician, XLRI, Jamshedpur. Father Nelson shared his knowledge by letting the participants the values and ethics that must be followed in the work, by quoting examples of big business people who possess great values in both the life and business. An online two-day workshop was organized on healthcare management on 26th and 27th November 2021. The resource person, Colonel Dr. Pramod Kumar, briefed the students about the quality of healthcare in India, challenges and priorities. He added that in order to realize the benefits of quality healthcare, health services must be timely, equitable, integrated, and efficient. Envision X Manifesto, organized with the Department of Commerce and induced the spirit of the third edition. It was observing ideas of the court in an immense and expensive exchange of ideas on 17th and 18th of November. We organized the 6th edition of the EU Summit in EU 2022. Let your voice be heard. With the world reviving and retrieving itself from a global pandemic, it was a time to hear the unsaid and untold on 8th January 2022. Followed by the Department of Business Administration organized a 5-day short-term training program on strategic financial discipline. The program was a training site for stock market.
Galgi, your voice is not clear. Your voice is breaking.
All right. Sir, am I audible and clear now?
Come closer.
Sir, are we audible and clear now? Sir, we hope we are audible now.
Yes, Gargi.
Department of Business Administration.
Gargi, you are muted.
Sir, are we audible now?
Yes.
Department of Business Administrator.
Go ahead.
Audible now?
Yes.
All right. Department of Business Administration organized a 5-day short-term training program on strategic financial decisions. The program included a training insight, the stock market, balance sheet, and crypto by resource person C.A. Nikhil Nanani from 18 January 2022 to 22nd January. Department of Business Administration then organized the final and the biggest academic conclave, business conclave, which is a kind career-oriented event organized for the betterment and better exposure in the field of business. This year theme was recreation and re-innovation of business ethics.
And how should it work around that to create value today and in the future as well? The path ahead, all in all, this year was a great run, and ECL of the college was able to forge a path which in turn leads to greater synergy in the long run. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gargi and Tanya, for such a bona fide explanation of the ESAT.
Invest in yourself and it pays the best interest. Our alumni truly stand by this quote, and we would like to invite our head of department, Dr. Leena Sharma, to felicitate them on their success.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Good afternoon, Father, and very good afternoon, students and my dear team of faculties. This is a venture that we have started way back in 2012, opening of the entrepreneurship cell for the college. And fortunately, the department involved all the students who have the zeal to become entrepreneur. And in this journey, we always take along our alumni with us. And this is just a token of appreciation from my department to the faculties, from the faculties to the alumni of entrepreneurship cell, because it is their innovations, their hard work, that we are coming up with innovative ideas and events, so that the students foster the entrepreneurship skills in this journey of learning. So I would like to mention a few students from the last year at ECEL, because last year we didn't have that opportunity because of the pandemic situation. I would like to appreciate the ECEL team of 2021, because it's their idea, their innovations, where we started with the verticals of entrepreneurship cell. So as the coordinator for the entrepreneurship learning program, Muskan Agarwal, and co-coordinator Anjita Jessica Castellino, they did a very good work, and the legacy is still continued with the juniors. Then for organizing the in-youth, we had Rohit Arora, Soumya Bhatt, Purav Borar, and Bharat Keshwani. They all are doing well in their academics by joining reputed management colleges with their learning from the entrepreneurship cell. We also had organized last year the Management Executive Tribunal with the lead of Manvi Agarwal and coordinator Taru Saraswat. And vertical wise, we tried to put in the skills of the students, wherein they can contribute their passion to the entrepreneurship cell. So we made the editorial team also, and in that editorial team we had Artika Nagpal. For the internship placement assistance, we had the contribution of Sean K. Saji, and as coordinator and assistant coordinator was Gargi Jan. Technical assistance was done by Mark Kulshresht, and doing all the posters, brochures, and all the technical formalities for carrying out the events. For finance management vertical, we had Anshu Maheshwari as coordinator, and assistant coordinator Himanshu Vijay. For HR vertical, human resource vertical, we had the contribution from our HR students, PG students. Virat Robert was there, and co-coordinator Khushbu Tolani. Marketing management vertical, with all the marketing skills, we had Chirag Chaudhary and Shlok Arora, Akshita Sharma and Riya Bhavnani as the coordinators. And we also started last year a new innovations of imbibing what is the theme of today, that ethical and the spiritual management vertical cell, to imbibe the ethics and the spiritual management and the value in management education. For this, the coordinators were Nishtha Shethia and Regin John, and assistant coordinators was Isha Vijay and Meenal Parashar. So with my happiness and my deep heart, I like to congratulate and appreciate the alumni who are doing wonders in their higher education and bringing laurels to the college, both academically and professionally. And they all have contributed along with all academic activities in the ESL activities also. I wish them all the best, and I would like to congratulate from the department side. So this was the batch 2021 ESL core team, and with our vision of this department is to create a socially responsible leaders, the managers and entrepreneurs for shaping the better future with commitment towards innovation and excellence. And for making or execution of this vision, we just not only provide them the undergraduate or graduate degree programs, but we intend to provide the students all-round co-curricular development with a kind of interconnected workplace, wherein they can apply the academics and pursue their targeted initiatives. So the business conclave is also one of the kind of the event, and as this is the concluding event of the session, I would also now like to appreciate my current entrepreneurship cell core team. These I would say that these are the students who are doing wonders. They are doing the college activities, they are attending the classes. That is the most important thing. We only make such students our ECell core team. So I would like to congratulate my ECell core team. As you can see, the rapporteur was presented by Gargi Jain and Tanya Sharma. So all the best and congratulations from the department side. And these two girls, they give an example to all the juniors that how girl power can do the work of leadership. And they too are also managing the council activities along with the department. So heads off to both of you. Then next we have the vertical wise summary also. So we have editorial assistant Ria Singhal, Akriti Agarwal and Shrishti Daga. A very good work done by them in the editorial part of the events throughout the year. It is not just a one single event, but they are doing continuously, as father has also motivated you that it is for yourself. You should have that passion. It should not be pressurized. So they do it with all their passion, with all kind of activities. So my sincere appreciation. The next we have, can you move this slide, please? Yes. The technical assistants, Mark Kulshresht, Siddharth Sharma, and Kaustubh Gaurav. Very congratulate from the department side for doing all the technical assistant work throughout the year for all the ECell activities for the department. Next, we have the finance management vertical. I would like to congratulate Jayant Varandani, Keshav Gupta, and Ritesh Kalyani. So as the legacy says that the coordinators are from third year and the second year becomes the assistant coordinator. And if they work hard and they listen to the decorum and they maintain kind of relationship learning environment with their seniors, they can also become the coordinator next year. So this is the finance management vertical. Then we have the human resource vertical. Vrinda Maheshwari is doing a very good work. Aryan Mittal and Kashish Peshwani. Congratulate the human resource vertical of ECell, organizing various HR related activities which could groom the personalities of the individuals. Next, we have the marketing management vertical. So I would like to congratulate Tushar Daga, Bhavya Sokhya, and Manish Pincha for their contribution for all the marketing related activities of the entire ECell throughout the year. We also have the ethical and spiritual management vertical. It's a very new initiative, and I would especially like to mention here about Meenal Parashar. She is really after me that ma'am, we need to do something on this area, and she's very keen in this perspective, and because of her contribution we would be listening to a very good speaker who would be motivating us for the ethical and the spiritual management vertical. So this is a new thing, and these things are appreciated by department if you come up with something new to add value to yourself and as well as for the department. So Meeral Parashar, good job, and Parul Malik and Nakshita Arora as assistant coordinator. So this was the entire core team for this year, session 21-22. I would just like to mention here that be concise, be composed, and I would like to appreciate from my sincere appreciation, my deep heart. I'll just to say thank you that you are contributing to the department and making all of us as proud. So keep this good work, all the best, and thank you for organizing such a good event.
Thank you, ma'am. Before beginning with the most awaited session by Amul Leela Das sir, let us have a little fun with an informal session. It would be great if you all could participate. All the faculty members and the audience can send their answers in the chat box. You'll be shown taglines, and you just have to guess the name of the company or brand. I would request all of you to wait for 2 minutes.
Okay, let us begin with the session. So let us have our first slide.
Good food, good life.
Okay. Now you all have to guess the brand which promotes the tagline in the chat box. You all have to guess the brand. Okay, yeah, we have some answers here. Okay, we have some answers in the chat box.
Priyanshi says Nestle. Let us look at the answer.
Okay, so yeah, you all have answered correctly. Okay, so the next tagline is open happiness. Okay, you have to answer it in the chat box. Okay, we have some answers. Okay, let us look at the answer. Yeah, it is Coca-Cola. Many of you have answered it correctly. Now let us have the next tagline. Taste of India. Okay, we have some answers here. Priyanshi and Vaishnavi says Amul. Okay, let us have a look at the answer. Yeah, it is correct. Okay. So moving on to our next tagline. Think different. Okay. Okay, we have some answers. We have many answers and all of them says apple. So let us look at have a look at the answer. Okay, yeah, it is correct. Ab har wish hogi puri. This is a simple one, I guess. So let us have a look at the chat box. Okay. We have an answer from Nan Kishore. He says Flipkart. Okay. Rishabh Jain too. Okay, now let us have a look at the correct answer. Yeah, Flipkart was correct. Okay. So, okay, so we have our next tagline, just do it. Okay, again, a very easy one. Okay, instant answers. Let us have a look at the answer. Okay. Eat fresh. Okay, so okay, Vaishnavi says Subway. Okay. Shreya says Subway. Let us have a look at the answer. Yeah, it was correct. Okay, the eighth one is life's good. Okay, again an easy one.
Let us look at the answer now. You all were definitely right. Never settle, it says. This one is quite easy to guess. Quite popular these days. Let us look at the answer. You all guessed it correctly. Way of life. We have some different answers. Let us check who's correct. Most of you answered it correctly. Let's move to the next slide. Next slide.
Thank you all for participating for the first session. I hope you all enjoyed a lot in that. It was a bit easy one though. So, till the time sir joins us for his session, let us play another game so that we all can lighten up a bit. So in this, you will be shown 4 pictures. You'll have to guess a common word between them. And we'll have 3 levels: easy, average, and difficult. So without wasting any time, let us begin. You can answer in the chat box. I request all the faculty members to join in too. Okay. Let us look at the first question. This is very easy. I have some answers in the chat box already. Let's wait for some other people to answer. Okay, I have answers and I think it is the correct. Okay, I have different. Pragya says air. Jaya says hot. Okay, let's look at the answer now. Many of you were correct. Pragya, sadly, you were not. Okay, so it is hot. Let us move to the second question. I hope the game is clear to all of you. This was a quick one. Everyone's typing. Okay, let's look at the answer. Yeah, it is car. And everyone has, I think, 5 to 6 answers are correct. Okay, next question. Rick has the answers before the questions. I think he's cheating. Okay, so let's look at the answer. It was lid. Yeah. Okay, fourth question. Okay, let's look at the answer. All those who have answered, they have the correct answers. Okay, so easy round is over. Let's move towards the average level. First question for the average level. 5 words now. 5-letter words. The chat box is flooding with the answers. Okay, let's look at the answer. Yeah, you have answered it rightly. The answer is right. Okay, the second question now. Let's look at the answer. It is beans. Okay. I think this session will be on a tie basis because everyone is answering everything very quickly. Okay, let's look at the answer. It's heavy. Correct. The weight was actually a 6-letter word. So it was not the answer. Okay. Next question, please.
All of you have guessed it correctly. The answer is Italy. Yeah. Okay. Now the difficult round. And Rick, please don't answer. Difficult level, question 1. Okay, Tanishka says it's measure. Let's wait for other answers too. Okay, Nandkishore knows the answer. Okay, Rick, now you're allowed to answer. Then answer, please. The answer is workshop. Okay. The second question for the difficult level. Rick and Nandkishore, please don't type. Nandkishore already typed. Okay. The answer is elements. Okay. So thank you all for participating. I hope you have a wonderful time in the session. Please wait for sir to join. Thank you.
Now we have our ethical and spiritual vertical conducting an inspirational session on the new you by H.G. Amog Leela Das sir. He is the Vice President of Dwarka ISKCON Temple, Delhi. Prabhuji is not only a monk at ISKCON Temple, but he is showing the path to the youth by his wonderful speeches. Recently, he was awarded as the best teacher for teaching Bhagavad Gita by Delhi Tamil Education Association. We are privileged to have you amongst us, sir, and we invite you to take over the event and enlighten us through your exhilarating words.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm just doing a basic setup. So we were supposed to start by 1, or shall we start now? What's the plan? Hare Krishna, everyone. Good afternoon. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yeah. So are we supposed to start by 1 o'clock, or shall we start now? What's the plan?
So before that, we have a video presentation which our technical team will be showing. So yeah.
All right. So I'll be there. Let me know when I'm to start.
Yes.
careful, we should be very cautious, we should be dutiful. Yet at the same time, we should maintain this attitude that there are few things that are beyond our control.
We are privileged to have you amongst us, and we invite you to take over the event and enlighten us through your exhilarating words. Over to you.
Okay. Just give me a minute.
Sure, sir.
Okay, is my voice audible? Crystal clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So thank you very much, St. Xavier's, for inviting me to speak on this very important topic, very relevant topic, the new you. So I just offer some prayers and then we begin. Om Gyan Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurumidaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Purnityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare. So the new you. So very important in our life, you will see that is change. We have got so many different kinds of management. We have got finance management, relationship management, marketing management, this management, that management, and certainly one of the management which often people are impervious to, or at least they are indifferent to, or at least they are lethargic to, is that they are impervious to change. So change management is also very zaruri, is also very important. It's very important to manage change. And when you say that I want a new you, that means a new I should come out. It has got various versions. Yeah. And usually we are so much settled in our own comfort zones, and that's why we are not able to become the new ourselves, a new version, which is a 2.0 version. We are not able to evolve. Why? Because of this reason, because we are attached to comfort zones. But in case if I want to evolve, then we have to really push ourselves outside of our comfort zone. Because outside comfort zone, there is grace. Outside the comfort zone, there is empowerment. Outside the comfort zone, there is learning. Outside the comfort zone, there is growth. As they are saying, we should not just go through life, we should grow through life actually. So, but in what way can we really grow? In fact, you'll see the change first. Sometimes it comes on external platform and then on internal platform. Usually we are waiting, हम अपने आप को तब change करेंगे, we will change ourselves, जब अंदर से आवाज आएगी ना, then we would change. But not really, not always. Sometimes the change has to come from outside as well. Just like the child learns to walk because from outside there is pram, there is kind of support, whether from the wall, whether from the mother, from the father, there is support coming from outside. And now the inherent tendency to walk comes to the surface. Why? Because from outside there was a support. The wood is having the fire in it, but when we rub it from outside, then the fire comes outside. So that potential is there within us so that we can grow, we can prove ourselves, we can come to the next level of existence. Absolutely possible. But yet at the same time, sometimes we need inspiration from outside. That's very important. You know, like there are birds known as albatross. They fly from South Pole to North Pole and North Pole to South Pole. Such a long distance they cover. But you know why they're able to cover such a long distance? They are able to cover this long distance from South Pole to North Pole to South Pole. Reason being they fly together. And when they fly together, each of the bird is watching the other bird. Strength would be their own. But inspiration comes from the other fellow beings, the other birds, the other albatross, which are also flying such a long distance. So certainly inspiration is very, very vital to bring that change. Often we see that we are not able to adopt change because there is no role model around us so that I bring that change in myself. It doesn't happen because of this reason. But as soon as there is an association, then naturally we feel inclined to change ourselves. Like sometimes we have got youth camps. We organize the youth camps and we invite students from the college area, and then we sometimes go to the holy places. We have some discourses on better focus, better relationships, and some spiritual subjects as well. And those students who are habitual of sleeping at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., getting up at 9 a.m., they're habitual. But once they come to the camp, they get up at 4 a.m. and they are astonished. Said, "Oh, sir, how is it possible that I got up at 4 a.m.? Is that me?" Yes, sir, that's new you. That's new you who's getting up early in the morning. In winters, in fact, even during winters, they are able to get up early in the morning. Wow. But this happens because of association, and association gives inspiration. So that which we have not done ever in our lives, we are able to do. Why? Because we get inspiration. So there are various things which come in our, which requires a change, so that a new you can come, a new I can come. The first one is the change in perspective. The change in perspective, very important. Once there was a company, and this company wanted to launch a certain product in a city. So they just wanted to have a survey that whether our product would be successful or not. So they sent one analyst to this city, just analyze. And there they saw that he saw that none of the people there are wearing the shoe, because it was a holy place and nobody is wearing the shoe. So he came back to the company and said, "Well, sir, nobody's going to wear the shoe. Our company would be a flop show because here nobody wears a shoe." Another analyst was also being sent. He came back with a report. "Sir, it is the brightest place, absolutely fabulous place, sir, because nobody wears a shoe. So that's why we would be very successful in our endeavor, in our entrepreneurship here. Why? Because nobody wears a shoe." Same place, different perspective. We have to change our perspectives, the way we look at things, the way we look at problems. We have to be very cautious about it. Like once there were two friends and they were walking together, and and the bird had a dropping on the head of one of the person. And this person said, "Oh God, thank you so much." So other friend said, "Excuse me, you got a dropping on your head from a bird and you are saying, 'Oh God, thank you.' What's this?" He said, "Well, actually, I am saying thank you to God. I am saying thank you to God. Why? Because God has not given elephant the wings." Yes. If God would have given wings to the elephants, and this dropping would have come, the pooping would have come from the elephant, well, everything would have been finished. So I was thanking God. "Oh God, thank you." Same event. So in life, events would be there, but what is our perspective? What is our attitude at that time? The way we look at things, perceptions, they're very, very important. Like sometimes people, they have grudge against God. They're angry with God because some kind of injustice has happened, some kind of insult has happened, some kind of unpalatable event has happened in life, and that's why people have grudge against God. So there was one lady, we had this exercise. So first I asked her, "Okay, you tell me any three things you are grateful to God for." And then she said, well, I'm grateful to God because I got nice parents, I got good health, I got nice job. Okay, very good. Okay, anything for which you are ungrateful to God for? She said, yeah, one thing I'm ungrateful to God for. You know, my husband, he was a pilot, and while practicing, he had to leave his body. And that's why whenever I see any husband walking with the wife, and that's why I at that time I question God. God, these ladies, they have husbands. I don't have a husband. Why me? Why me? So this resentment is there. Okay, so that was second question. So now I ask a third question. I said, okay, so that for which you are ungrateful to God for which you are having grudge against God. So whatever happened, because of that, something good happened in your life. Like your husband is not there, all prayers for him. But did something good happen because your husband is no more in your life? He said, well, I never thought about this. She said, yes, few things good also happened. I have become a smarter woman. Earlier, I was homemaker. I was at home. I could not even cross streets. In Delhi, the traffic is wild. Earlier, I was so hesitant and fearful of even in crossing the road. But now I'm an outgoing lady. I go out, I do my work on my own because there is no husband. I have to take care of everything. I have to do all of my job, or my children's job. I have to take care. Second is there is no restriction in going to the temple. Otherwise, we see many of the ladies, they can't come to temple because husband, hey, कहाँ जा रही है तू? है मीरा बाई की औलाद, घर बैठ, घर कौन संभालेगा? Ooh. But at home now there is no husband. I'm more free to come to temple, practice spirituality. Wow. So perspective. When we change the perspective, that really brings a change in our lives. Perspective. So perspectives, how do they change? Sometimes we are having a partial view of a reality. Why? Because we are looking through the lens of the mind. We are looking through the lens of the mind. And you will see, it is a mind only which gives meaning to an event. It is a mind only which magnifies the problem. Problem छोटी सी होती है. Problem is small in size, but it appears to be big. Why? Because we are seeing it through the lens of the mind. Oh my God, such a big problem. Such a big problem. Excuse me. Remove the lens of the mind. Then you will see the actual size of the problem. So many times people are just seeing through the lens of the mind. Like once there was a husband, and he would often comment on the lady in the neighborhood. He would tell his wife, let's just see this lady. She doesn't wash her clothes nicely. She doesn't wash her clothes nicely. She's not up to the mark in washing clothes. So one time, what did the wife do? She just cleaned the window, the glass of the window of their own home. And then from the same window, when he looked at the clothes, and now she has, started cleaning the clothes. Now she has improved. She is the same person cleaning the clothes with the same detergent, with the same strength, with same stamina. Everything is same. But now the window, the glass of the window is cleaned. And that's why the clothes are appearing to be cleaner. So these are our perceptions which we carry. So we need to change our perception. Sometimes problems are not problems, but the perception of seeing the problem as problem is the real problem. So somewhere we have to change it. That's important. One of my friend, he was sharing that that just because he's little absent-minded, this quality helped him forgive others. Because I'm absent-minded, I forget things. So it became easier for him to forgive others. We also do mistakes. That's okay. Take a chill pill. He's able to do that. Why? Because he's forgetful. He has changed the perspective. Yeah. Okay. Now, second thing which we are to bring in terms of change is change in attitude. Change of attitude. You'll see that in our life, in our personality, there are skills, there is knowledge, there is attitude. Out of the three, most important is attitude. Skills can be given, knowledge can also be given, but really difficult is to change somebody's attitude. Ooh. People with negative attitudes, even while taking knowledge, when we are taking a download, if somebody is not having proper attitude, then that download is also not proper. Why? Because the attitude of taking the download is not good. Attitude plays a very vital role in one's life, Ashley. In fact, you will see that all those people who are having the arrogance, the attitude of arrogance, they are poor learners because they don't have the attitude to learn. What this person would teach me? I know everything. So this complacency, the attitude of complacency behooves them to learn, behooves them to grow. Change of the attitude. So how does this attitude change? Sometimes this attitude changes gradually. It changes gradually. Like we see a wonderful example in Ramayana in terms of Kaushalya. Somehow Kaushalya, Dashrath Maharaj was not spending much of time with Kaushalya, but more time with Kaikeyi because she was youngest. But Kaushalya, she had the attitude of service. And that's why she started investing her time in Gurukul, teaching children. And there were 10,000 students in that Gurukul. And she was there busy with them. So she changed her attitude. Instead of cribbing, she changed it. She upgraded it of service. Instead of cribbing, I have the attitude of service. Attitude. In fact, in corporates nowadays, we are seeing that the people who are in demand the most are the people with the right attitude. Yes. Like they're saying, if somebody is just talented, if somebody is just talented, only talent leads to arrogance. But talent plus good attitude leads to malleability. That means the person is very flexible, not just bodily flexible, but in terms of molding oneself mentally as per the situations of life, because the person is having good attitude. So only talent leads to arrogance, but good attitude, if mixed with talent, then the person becomes malleable. That's very good. So let's put more masala into it. We have put talent and good attitude. Let's put the masala of good character also. When we put the masala of good character also, then the person becomes trustworthy. So talent plus good attitude plus good character leads to trustworthiness. Oh, that's nice. Now comes the fourth ingredient. The fourth ingredient is blessings. With the blessings, one becomes capable. So talent plus good attitude plus good character plus blessings makes a person capable. So it's not just a talent. Like earlier, this used to happen that in corporates, they used to have the psychometric test only for IQ. We would recruit people with best of IQ. So people with best of the IQs were being recruited. But then later on, it was noticed that people with the best of the IQ, they do the best of the scams. They are what? They are brainy people. So they do the best of the scams. So then the psychometric test changed. Now the psychometric test used to be based on the emotional development of the person. So EQ. So earlier the focus was on IQ. Now the focus is on EQ. Emotional quotient. The people should have some emotions, Baba. People don't have any emotions. That's the problem. Okay. So then the psychometric tests were as per to find out the EQ. So people who are balanced headed, they should be working in our organization. We would give them skills and all. But more important is EQ, emotional quotient. That's very important. So then the focus shifted from IQ to EQ. But then one more finding came to surface. And that was that people who are having great EQ sometimes are overwhelmed with emotions so much that they lose focus on the work. Emotions, they have got so much of emotions. Baba. So then came the next psychometric test, and that was SQ. That means spiritual quotient. Spiritual quotient can take care of the EQ, the emotional quotient, and then EQ takes care of the IQ. So in this way, this is a sequence. SQ will take care of EQ, EQ will take care of IQ. In this way, the person's skills and emotions are properly managed, are properly balanced. So that's why having the right kind of attitude is very important. What kind of attitude are we carrying? Am I having selfish attitude or am I having selfless attitude? Because those who are having selfless attitude, they are more contributing in nature. Those who are having empowering attitude, they are very secured people. And we all need in this world people who are leaders with selfless attitude. You'll see in this world, actually, there's one crisis. Although there are various kind of crises like food crisis, or oil crisis, and land crisis, and this crisis, and that crisis, water crisis, and so many different kind of crises. But actually, the root cause of all the crises is leadership crisis. Leadership crisis. Okay. Leadership crisis. Yes, sir. Leadership crisis. What kind of leadership are we missing nowadays? Selfless leaders. Selfless leadership. If a leader is having an attitude of dominance, if leader is having the attitude of exploitation, then he's counted as boss. He's not counted as a leader. Because leadership is also an attitude. Boss is also an attitude. There are people who are very bossy in nature. And those who are very bossy, they become basa. Who like to work with such a person? Like recently, I in one of the organizations, I was giving a lecture, and I asked one question: should we make ourselves dispensable or indispensable? And many of them said, well, of course, we should keep ourselves indispensable. Yes, we should keep ourselves indispensable. And then I gave the psychological thing behind it. I told them, and then do you know how it works? This is how it works. When you make yourself or seek to make yourself indispensable, the others would see you to be dispensed. Because those who are trying to become indispensable, they are seeking that hamare bina kaam nahi hona. I am going to the summum bonum, the one-man show. Without me, things would not run. Do you understand what I'm saying? That kind of attitude. But then others, when they see that this person is always into this one-man show thing, taking credits and all, they seek to dispense the person, even though he's seeking to become indispensable. On the other hand, if I seek to become dispensable by educating others, empowering others, inspiring others, serving others, when I do that and make myself dispensable, then everyone sees me as indispensable. Yes, sir, inke bina nahi hona, sir. No, we cannot work without him because this person is a source of inspiration. Actually, so in this way, when we seek to become dispensable, then we actually become indispensable. And when we are trying to have the attitude of being indispensable, and people are seeking the opportunity to dispense us. So attitude really matters. Attitude really matters. With what kind of attitude are we carrying? We see that even whether holy scriptures like even Bible or Quran or Gita, we see that the devotees who are very simple, with less opulence, less skills, less grandeur, and coming from simple section of society, yet they were having great attitude and they were very dear to the Lord. On the other hand, those who are into show off, self-obsession, then such people actually with such poor attitude, they are not able to receive the grace of God in their lives. This happens? Yes, absolutely. This happens. So somewhere we need to change our attitude as well. So attitude can change gradually. Attitude can also change. Sometimes with a jolt, attitude changes. Like in Ramayana comes a very beautiful example. In Ramayana comes a beautiful example of Kaikeyi. She was having the improper attitude towards Lord Sri Ramchandra. But when Bharat came to know that Kaikeyi has played all of these political games, that Lord Ramchandra would not be enthroned as the king of Ayodhya, but her own son. And then Bharat became so angry that he gave such a solid chastisement to Kaikeyi that she was jolted. And this jolt immediately changed the attitude of Kaikeyi. So sometimes we need a jolt. This jolt can come from somebody. Ultimately, this jolt is coming from God. Actually, God, when he sees that people who are having bad attitude, not a good attitude, they're having the boil of bad attitude. And then God plays a nice play in our life. He has got a beautiful, a graceful conspiracy against us so that we can be free from that boil. That boil of pride has to be taken care of. That pride, which is an attitude, basically. So we have to take care of that. So change in attitude is also very much required. In new you, in case if I want to change myself, so first is perspective, second is attitude, third thing is change in lifestyle. In case you want to change yourself, you have to change your lifestyle. Okay. So what kind of change should we go for in terms of lifestyle? Now, primarily, our lifestyle is affected by investing our own selves. How much do we invest in our own selves? Like they are saying in English, charity begins at home. Right or wrong? People say right. I can't say yet right or wrong because everyone's video is off. So I really don't know whether it is right or wrong. But yes, people say, yeah, charity begins at home. Yeah, charity begins at home. But actually, charity begins at self. Charity begins at self. Like in a tree, there are roots, there is a stem, and then there is a crown. There's a crown, a stem, and roots. Roots are not visible. Only the crown is visible. The stem is visible, but the roots are not visible. And we know that our trees are trees because of their roots. Those who have got good roots, they got good fruits. Those who have good roots, they get good fruits, but roots are not visible. Oh. So what does that root, the stem, and the crown represent? The crown represents the contributions which you do to the society, whether being in our professions or being with our family members, friends. Crown is the contribution which we do to the society. That's a crown. And then the stem. Stem represents our physical well-being, our good health. So that's a stem, because entire tree rests on stem. So our being also rests on our physical well-being. So that should also be taken care of. Physical well-being, stem. And what are the roots? Roots are not visible, but they are most vital. Roots represent our spiritual well-being. We should also take care of our spiritual well-being. When the roots are taken care of, the stem is also strong, and the crown is also very good. There are so many fruits and then flowers. They are there because of good roots. So it's very important that we invest in our roots. Spiritual well-being, stem, physical well-being, ground, our social well-being, or our contributions to the world. But when we do not take care of our roots, that means our spiritual well-being, then that's why we see that people in this world, there are people who are very powerful, influential, wealthy, famous, yet at the same time they are frustrated, they are struggling. Why? Because they do not focus on their roots, their spiritual well-being. They don't do that. Like in English, there is one saying, some people are so poor, so poor, so poor that all they have is just money. Some people are so poor, they just have money. So और कुछ नहीं आपके पास? नहीं जी, और तो कुछ भी नहीं है, बस यही है. Oh, shame. Some people are really poor. So what is real richness? Richness are the things which you have which money can't buy. That is real richness. Drop a tear and how many hands come to wipe it? That is richness. But usually when people are so much obsessed with this acquisition of money only, money is important, no doubt. It is very, very important. But to think that this is the only thing which is important, well, sir, then you are in illusion. You are living in big illusion. So then such a person is known as, some people are so poor, so poor, so poor that all they have is just money. So we have to take care of the crown, but at the same time stem as well. And spiritual well-being, that's also very important. In fact, in Maslow's need hierarchy, you will see that there are physical needs, mental needs, intellectual needs, egoistic needs. On the top, there is the need of self-actualization. It's our need. Spirituality is not after retirement business. एक बार बच्चे ब्याह लें, घर की किस्तें चुका लें, फिर यही है घंटा वंटा ही पीटना है जी, और क्या करना है, मंदिर जाएंगे, घूम करेंगे, चर्च जाएंगे, मॉस्क जाएंगे, और ये बस करेंगे. That's it. And after retirement, you know, after retirement, excuse me, sir, excuse me, it's not like that. Because we do not take care of that spiritual well-being part. That's why we see now people, they have drinking habit or smoking bad habit. Why? Because somewhere they are trying to fill in that vacuum. That's the vacuum for spirituality. They try to fill that vacuum with smoke. They try to fill that vacuum with drinking wine or doing even like taking drugs. Why? Because they want to fill that vacuum. Yeah. So that's why it is very important to take care of that aspect. Spiritual well-being, that's part of our lifestyle. And of course, now the trunk is also there. The stem is also there. And that is physical well-being. So in terms of new you, we should also take care of the physical well-being part. Now, what does that include? Very important part of our physical well-being is the diet. What should we eat? Like Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, those who eat too much or eat too little, those who sleep too much or sleep too little, they cannot become successful yogi, or they cannot become successful in their life as a whole. So we are to have a moderation in terms of eating as well as sleeping. Moderation. Neither of the extremes. If you sleep too less, you will be crazy. If you sleep too much, you will be lazy. In fact, if you eat too much, you will be hyper lazy. If you do not eat at all, you will be disease prone. Moderation. If the salt is way too much in the vegetable, it is not tasty. And in case there is no salt at all, again the preparation is not tasty. So preparation becomes tasty when there is moderately placed or moderately sprinkled salt. Similarly, we need to practice this moderation in life very importantly. So we have got like 5 elements in the body. We have earth, water, fire, air, ether. All the 5 elements are there. So that means we should, for our physical well-being, should eat all the 5 of them. We should eat earth, water, fire, air, ether. We should eat all the 5 of them. Okay, what comes in earth element? In earth element, there comes roti, chawal, dosa, sambar, South Indian, North Indian, Mughlai, continental, okay, pizzas, burgers, and pastas. Nice. This is earth element which we are taking. Very good. Now, earth, water. We should also drink sufficient amount of water. Especially in cities, I have seen people drink water way too less than what is actually required. They may take 1 or 2 glasses of water, maybe 3 glasses at the max, not more than that. But we should drink water. Like in Bengali, they say jol khobe. Tumi jol khobe? Jol khobe? Jol khobe? Eating water? We should drink water. It's not eating water. What is this jol khobe? Why is this khobe? Actually, Bengali people, they are intelligent. They know this aspect that we should actually eat water. That means we should chew water. When you drink water, and then take it in. Again, you take water, and then take it in. And then that water has got better absorption in the body. So we should take sufficient amount of water as well. So earth, water, fire. You should also eat fire. Eat fire. How? Should I take a matchstick? Oh, should I do that? No. When we take sunlight, that's a fire element. I've seen the people are no more, they don't expose themselves to sun. We are in home, we are in school, we are in college, we are in office, we are in car, in Delhi, maybe metro. It's all inside. We do not take advantage of this first class source of energy, which is the sun. It is the sun's energy which transforms into fruits and vegetables. It is the sun's energy, actually. Number one source of energy. In fact, there is one community in Rajasthan. They live exclusively on sunlight. Sunlight is that good. Like nowadays, this joint problem and lower back problem, so common. Why is that so common? Why? Because we are not exposed to this number one source of energy, the sun. We have got bright sons and daughters, sun, but we are not taking advantage of this sun. Yes. And that's why we are behooving ourselves from the fire element. Fire element helps in better digestion in the body, but we are not taking the bright suns, the fire element. Secondly, the fire element comes from fruits. The fruits, they also have fire element. Like that's why it is recommended by many naturopathists that in the morning you should take fruits, so that by lunchtime, you will feel a lot of hunger because that fire is ready. Hey, come on, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. But in the morning, when you have taken fruits, yeah. So best time is to take fruits in the morning. Like since the time I am taking fruits in the morning, and lunchtime I have heavy lunch, but in the morning it's very light breakfast, where I do not break my fast. I just take fruits, and that's fabulous. That's very healthy, actually. So fire element comes from fruits. Fire element comes from the sun, the bright, beautiful sun, wonderful sun. Yeah. Okay, earth, water, fire. Then air. We should also take air. Okay, but we are taking air. Yeah, but that's not really sufficient. That's like breathing, of course. But more efficiently, the air goes inside when we do pranayam. Kapal Bhati, Anlom Vilom, they are very effective and they work on everyone. In the West, people are taking advantage of yoga and pranayam to such an extent. Oh my God. Many spiritual gurus are running their show just on pranayam. Just because it makes the body healthier, it makes the mind fresh. Pranayam. Of course, it doesn't lead to spiritual realization, but it is good for the health. So pranayam is also very important. So taking air. And then the last one, which is ether. We should also eat Akash Tattva. Akash. How can I eat Akash? How can I eat ether? When we are fasting, we are taking ether. When we are fasting, we are taking ether. So that's why we see that in all religions, there is a provision of fasting. On such and such day, fast. After so many days, fast. Fasting is such an amazing activity that even one scientist got a Nobel Prize just because he discovered the advantages of fasting. A person who has regularly fasted at regular intervals, he has fasted, the person will be free from cancer for sure. Because because the appetite which is there in the body, when nothing is given, then it eats up all the unnecessary cells, cancerous cells, like that. Fasting is very important. Like personally, I do fasting from 6 p.m. every day. After 6 p.m., I do not eat anything. And then till 9 a.m., which makes 15 hours of fasting. So when we do that, by doing this, I have personally experienced a lot of health benefits just by doing this 15 hours of fasting. And it is very practical also. You know, after 6 p.m., don't eat anything. You may drink something. In case you want to drink water, coconut water, you can have it. That's perfectly okay. In case you want to have, you can have some soup, understood. But best is to have fasting. You take nothing, you drink some water and all, that's it. That acts like a lubricant. We are taking Akash Tattva. We are taking the ether part. And that is fabulous. In fact, those who are seeking to do weight loss, they just try this, doing 15 hours fasting every day. And it is not difficult. After 6 p.m., don't eat anything. Then you have to take rest throughout night. And then next day morning, 9 a.m., take something. Fabulous. Like we have Ekadashis in Sanatana Dharma. And like Christianity and other religions, they also have different days of fasting. Fasting is way too good. Very, very good. So in this way, we take ether element. So we should, in terms of lifestyle change, we talked about change in perspective, change in attitudes, and also change in the lifestyle. When we do that, so what happens? That there is change in our overall health, mental health, spiritual health, physical health as well. You'll see when physical health goes haywire, then what the result is that the mind is also distracted, mind is disturbed, because the physical health is not really very sound. So in terms of change, to bring in the new you, I would say we must take all the 5 elements. Especially those who have entered their 40s. Like I can see some of the teachers here. I can see Manisha ji and Renu ji, at least I can see them that they must be. I'm also in my 40s. I have realized this, that as you advance in your age, reduce the earth element, and other 4 elements percentage should be increased. The earth element like chola, bhatura, rajma, chawal, dhumjal, akha, all these can be reduced. Not 0, but reduced. And the rest of the 4 elements, that is fire, air, water, fire, air, ether. Yeah. So all the rest of the 4, they can be increased. So water, fire, air, and ether. Their percentage can be increased. And that leads to better health actually. And you see those who are taking only earth element. I see people nowadays, they have got this post-paid connection because they have got post-paid. One is pre-paid and there is post-paid. And then Lala ji is having a tea. Lala ji, आप किस पे चाय पीते हैं? नहीं, हमारा post-paid connection. ये post-paid कैसे है? छोले, भटूरे, yeah, छगन की हलवाई से, छगन हलवाई यहाँ से regularly we have got bhaturas. Finally, I have become bhatura. Wow. So as we advance in our age, we should reduce this earth element, and 4 elements, their percentage can increase like that. Okay, now, but in case if I want to change myself, sometimes we take New Year resolutions. आज से हम ये करेंगे, I would do this, I would do that. When we take certain kind of resolve, but we are not able to take it forward. What should we do? How to really bring a change in ourselves? First thing which we should do is to set a realistic goal. Okay, see your stamina, see your potential, accordingly set a realistic goal. It should not be way too easy, not way too difficult. Practical goal setting. Okay. Now you should take proper guidance also how to achieve this goal. You should know the ways how to do that. Once that is also done, then the third step is to have disturbing reminders. Disturbing reminders. Like, for example, like some of the example of disturbing reminder. I can stop, instead of wearing my watch on this hand, I start wearing on this hand. So anytime you will, okay. So now it's a reminder. I'm to change. Say, for example, I'm to get up early in the morning. I'm to start reading some spiritual books. It's a kind of reminder. So have disturbing reminders. Disturbing reminders. Like one of my friends, the day he does not get up early in the morning, the day he doesn't get up at 6 a.m., he takes one currency note, a 100-rupee note, and he burns it with a lighter. Now it's very disturbing. Oh my God, I'm burning a currency note. No, man. It's a disturbing reminder. Next time you do not get up at 6 a.m., You have to burn one more 100 rupee currency. No, I will get up. It's a disturbing reminder. It's a disturbing reminder. Like one of my friend, he used to park his cycle at a wrong place where it is difficult to take this bicycle out. And that was like a disturbing reminder for him. So disturbing reminder. And then gradually implement it. And fifth step is to review your actions. So step one, set a practical target. Step two, get practical knowledge how to achieve the target. Step three is to have disturbing reminders to do that particular thing. Step four is to start implementing it gradually, one by one. And then step five is to review your actions. Review it. And again, go to step one, step two, step three, step four, step five. Again, step one, step two, step three, step four, step five. In this way, we bring change in our lives. We bring that change. So we discussed about today about the change in perspective. We discussed about change in attitude, change in lifestyle, and also 5 steps how to bring that change so that a new you or a new I can come to surface. So that's what we discussed. So we have got 10 minutes, so we can take some question answers. If anybody has any question, we'll answer them, and then in 10 minutes we will stop. Okay. Anybody has any question, please go ahead. Nobody has any question? Anybody has any question? 1. Anybody has any question? 2. Nobody has any question? 2.5.
Yes, Prabhuji, we do have some questions.
Okay, one question. Yes. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, sir. As a student, how can we like move ahead in the spiritual life, being a student with all the book and all that?
So you'll see all the religions, whether it is Islam or Christianity or the Hinduism, they all prescribe us that we should chant the names of God. Like in Bible, it is mentioned, the kingdom of God is recited by those who chant thy name. Okay. Similarly, Quran mentions that there are 99 names of Allah. Allahu Akbar, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Allah the greatest of all, Allah the most merciful, Allah the most gracious, the names of Allah. Similarly, in Sanatan Dharma also, Hare Rinam, Hare Rinam, Hare Rinam, Aiva Kevalam, Kalo, Naste, Vanaste, Vanaste, Vagatin. In this dark age of Kali Yuga, chanting the names of Lord Hari, chanting the names of Lord Hari, chanting the names of Lord Hari, and there's no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. So we see that chanting the names of God is recommended in all the scriptures. Why? Because that's a very practical way to connect to God. We don't have to go to Himalayas and mountains and caves and jungles. No. Somebody can be in St. Xavier's and yet somebody can chant the holy name of God. Very easy. We should read the holy scriptures as well. In whatever religion you belong to, you can read your scriptures. And in the scriptures, there are some very important instructions how to live life. So scriptures are manuals of life. So we should regularly read the scriptures. Thirdly, very importantly, we should associate with those who are spiritually minded people, those who are devoted to God, and those who are very expert in science of God consciousness. I quote unquote, those who are very expert in the science of God consciousness. They know this science. We should also ask questions from them. If you do these 3 things, you're done. Your spiritual journey, being in St. Xavier's, can take a good flight. Yeah. Okay, next question. Yes, good. Nice question. So we have got a few questions in the chat box as well. Sir, have you realized God? Okay, that's a nice question. Have I realized God? At least I have realized the path to reach God. I might not have realized God. And I can't share all the details as well. But yes, one thing is sure, that the path of devotion is the only way to realize God. But how do we do devotion? This is how we do a devotion. As I just mentioned, by chanting the names of God, reading the scriptures, offering our hearts to God. Not just our hearts, we should offer our food also to God. That yes, it belongs to you, like that. So the path of devotion, the path of bhakti is a way to realize God. And Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Only by the path of bhakti, I can be known. So God can be known only by the path of devotion. So if you say, I have realized God, well, I can't say whether I have realized or not. That my spiritual teacher, my spiritual master can tell whether I have realized or not. But yes, one thing I have realized: the path to reach God. That's for sure. And God does exist. Anybody who is an atheist can see me separately. I would be very happy to convince him or
Excuse
her
me, sir.
God does exist. Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
सर लास्ट नवंबर मुझे शायद गॉड रियलाइजेशन का पता लगा मुझे कि
Okay.
व्हाट
Nice.
एक्चुअली होता कौन है, गॉड क्या है, यूनिवर्स क्या है. मेरी रियलाइजेशन लास्ट नवंबर आई. सो अगर मुझे आपसे प्राइवेटली बात करनी है तो कोई चैनल बता सकते हैं मेरे को कैसे बात करें?
My channel, yeah. What you can do, you can send me your realizations on my email ID, like ald.gkg@gmail.com, and then certainly I'll let you know whether your realization is actually God realization or is on the way to God realization, or is it something else. I can let you know. So
Okay.
ald.amogviladas.gkg@gmail.com. So you can send me your realization.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Keshav is asking, according to you, sir, what kind of leadership a person should have? Nowadays, the leadership which we all are seeking, everyone is seeking in corporate world, in fact, especially, I would say, is servant leadership. Servant leaders. We are meant to become servants of everyone. The one who's servant of everyone can actually be a leader. The one who's trying to boss over everyone can be a boss. And boss is always respected on external platform. Oh, boss, good morning, sir. Good morning. To hell with you, man. Good morning. So this kind of artificial respect a boss can get, but the one who touches the heart is a leader. Like they are saying, first you touch the heart, then ask the hand. First you touch the heart, then ask the hand. So that's the leader actually. He first touches the heart of the people by his own dealings, sweet dealings, by his service. Like APJ Abdul Kalam Azad, APJ Abdul Kalam ji. Once he was working in Bhabha Atomic Research Center, so one of the senior scientists was not able to go for a marriage anniversary. Why? Because he was in a project. So APJ Abdul Kalam ji, he went to his home and he said, I am a servant of your husband. I know today is your marriage anniversary. He could not come, but I am here to take you as well as children to the movie hall as well as shopping. And then he did all of this. So the husband scientist could not come, and next morning he came and he was apologizing. But the wife said, "But thank you for sending your servant, such a nice servant. He has served us so good." He said, "My servant? I don't have any servant." He said, "Well, somebody came with this kind of hair, and he was quite old, but he was saying, oh, that he's sold out to you, and that's why he came on your behalf." He said, "Well, that is APJ Abdul Kalam ji. He's my boss, and he came to serve all of you just because I was busy in a project." Oh. So that kind of leadership is required. Like nowadays, we see the Narendra Modi ji. Modi ji is trying to serve everyone. Although people may misjudge him, that's another thing. Actually, he's a selfless leader. He's trying to serve everyone, irrespective of their caste, creed, religion, whether their background from higher caste, lower caste, this background, that background, North Indian, South Indian, Hindu, Muslim, Christian. Everyone they are equally facilitated. So that kind of leadership is required, where we seek to serve everyone. That's the leader, actually. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Yes. Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Sir, how to be grateful in our life when things gone wrong with us?
Okay, when things go wrong with you, how to be grateful? Yeah. Firstly, you see whatever things are going wrong. What are you learning from it? Anytime when there is a learning attitude, it is followed by gratitude. That I learned something. Although the whole event was undesirable, I never desired it, but it has happened. But what did I learn from such and such person? What am I learning? Maybe this person has come in my life to increase my tolerance. Maybe this person has come in my life so as to increase my forgiveness. Maybe this person has come in my life so that I broaden my heart. So that's why I can see that this person has come to teach me something. Oh, even though association with such a person is not very sweet, but this person is helping me in self-growth. So this learning attitude, as soon as this learning attitude comes, then of course we naturally become grateful. And we should actually treat life. We should treat life like a university of learning. And then you'll not have any grudge against anyone. No one. Because I'm in the university of life and I'm here to learn the lessons. the priceless lessons. And you will see some of the most precious lessons, they come outside school and college. It comes through an event. It comes through some person who comes in our life. He gives a jolt, he gives a shocking experience. And then we learn some priceless lesson. This happens. Those who have learned such a lesson, they know this. That some of the lessons, the priceless lessons, come in this way, unexpected way. They jolt us, they really move us in our roots. They do that, but that's the way to upgrade ourselves. So then there would be sense of gratitude, because I treat life as a university of learning. That's the way to live life. Okay, Taniksha is asking, what kind of quality do a student do carry into their life so that they do not, oh, I'm sorry, I just disappeared. Okay, so yeah. So what kind of quality do a student do carry into their life so that they do not choose the negative path? You know why we choose the negative path? Because mind is having template of negativity. That's why you see this negative news sells so much in the television. So much of negative news, all TV serials, 80-90% is negativity. You know, this person had loved with this person, got married to this person, and then they estimated affair, and love triangle, love square, love hyperbola, love cuboid, love cone. So much of complexity. Why? Because mind is complicated. Mind is full of negativity. That's why. Why you see most of the news about the saintly people, only negative news. Why? Because people want negative news. Why people want negative news? Because mind is negative. Somewhere we have to change the template of mind towards positivity. How does this positivity happen to be there in the mind? It comes when we expose ourselves to spiritual knowledge. When we spend time in putting the data, replacing the data of the mind by positive data, spiritual data, divine data. When we do that, then there is no more vendetta. There is no negativity. So that's why we have to increase positivity. So I don't have to fight with negativity. I would increase positivity, and this increased positivity would fight with negativity. That's the way to deal with negativity. We cannot fight. We don't have to fight with negativity. No. So that's why we have to mark the longer line of positivity. That's the way to deal with negativity. And since people are not investing in terms of positivity, there's no investment at all by the people. That's why people are naturally negative. Naturally. Just because my friend in the morning did not say good morning, people think negative so much. Oh, now she has got another friend. Now, oh, yesterday I did not help her. Nah. That's why now she did not wish me good morning. Oh, yeah. Maybe she was thinking something. No, Baba. Benefit of doubt does not strike. It does not come to our head at all. Why? Because the template is negative. And that's why there is natural inclination and proclivity towards negativity. So maybe we have to change this template by spiritual knowledge. And then we see the change. Then naturally we appreciate. Currently, it is natural for us to criticize and belittle somebody, feel envious of somebody's growth. Why is this person growing? This person doesn't deserve it, Baba. And anyways, every dog has a day, Baba. Negativity. So we have to replace this negativity. And when enviousness is the darkest of all, but we have to replace it with good knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and let this good spiritual knowledge fight with this negativity. That's the way to deal with it. Okay, so time is up. So shall I take one more question or shall we stop?
So you can further move with more questions.
Okay, we can take a few more questions. Okay, all right.
So I would like to ask you a question.
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead. Yeah, please tell me.
Prabhuji, your energy and your positivity is really exceptional. Can you elaborate few ways in which we can incorporate those in a way or another? Even a percent would matter us in a lot amount. So can you please?
First thing I would say, which would really help anyone and everyone. Like in English, there's a saying, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. In case you are not, in case somebody is not naturally appreciative, practice it. Even if it is artificial, do that. Even we are not doing it artificially also. That's why it is not coming to our nature as well. Like in the beginning, people, the children, they resist going to school. No, I'll not go to school. School chalna padega. Chalo. They cry, they weep. But somehow they are being sent to school. But naturally, they feel like going to school. Like now I've seen the students are fed up. That online classes, they are fed up. We are really pissed off with this online classes. Now we actually want to go to school. माता पिता कह रहे क्यों बेटा तो छुट्टी का है छुट्टी मिली तुमको 2 साल से. Enough. Now we want to go to school. We are done with it. So that way, fake it till you make it. That's the one thing. Second thing, associate with people who are very positive, who are naturally positive. They would correct you in your negativity. Hey, you're thinking negative. Don't think like that. They would correct you again and again and again. In the beginning, it would hurt ego. Why always correction? Why always correcting me? Why always correcting me? The ego would feel bad. But this, if you take this correction with healthier attitude, we actually become naturally appreciative, naturally positive towards things in life. So somewhere we need to treat the mind, because mind is like a bacha. You can't make a bacha your guru. Bacha is just bacha. But in this world, 99.9999% people, they live their lives as per their guru, which is the mind. The rascal, whimsical, uncontrolled, passionate, ignorant, childish, arrogant, stubborn mind. That's what in English we say, mind your own business. We never say body your own business. Do we say that? No. We say mind your own business, because it's all there in the mind. And alas, sad to say, none of the education system, whether in India or in the countries in the West, none of the spiritual education system educates spirituality to take care of the mind, which is the most important entity. We are seeing people who have got everything in life, yet they are committing suicide. Why? Because they could not control their mind. This happens. So we have to really take care of the mind. So we have to educate the mind again and again, chastise the mind again and again, inspire the mind again and again, engage the mind again and again. This should be our life's mission. This should be our life's mission. And in this way, we can be naturally positive in our lives. Yeah? Okay, any other question? Yes?
Sir?
Yeah, please
Sir,
go
how
ahead.
to deal with self-doubt?
How to deal with self-doubt?
Huh.
Doubt is dealt with knowledge. Doubt is dealt with preparation. But first knowledge, then preparation. So in this way, doubt can be taken care of. And we should always have mentors in our lives. Whether it is our career education, whether our spiritual education, we should have mentors. We may eat mentors, that's another thing, but mentors, we need to have them. Like when, in case if I am to reach from place 1 to place B, source 1 to destination B, I need GPS. Similarly, in our lives, especially in unknown terrains, we need to have a guru, a teacher, who is there to inspire us, push us forward. And when we do that, then we live a more meaningful life, because we learn lessons of life in a very constructive fashion. Hit and trial method is a destructive way of learning. By having a coach in our life, by having a guru in our life, by having teachers in our lives, that's a constructive way of learning. So we should always be under some teachers. That's very important. Okay. Okay. In chat box, let me see if there is any question. Okay. Difference between seeking and believing in God. Okay. That's a very good question. What's the difference between seeking God and believing God? First, you have to believe that God exists. Then you can seek Him. If there is no belief system that He exists, then your even seeking would be very hollow and shallow. Why? Because you're doubtful about this belief. But once your belief is solid that yes, He does exist, how come this beautiful creation has come into being? Because whenever there is creation, there has to be creator. Whenever there is painting, there has to be a painter. Whenever there is a watch, there has to be a manufacturer. If there is a computer, there has to be an assembler. So whenever there is creation, there has to be a creator. If there is a cobweb, there has to be a spider. So similarly, this creation has come. That means there is a person. If Mona Lisa painting, which is a two-dimensional painting, and a dead painting, not living painting. So Leonardo da Vinci is a painter. This world is a 3D painting. It's not a 2D painting. And that too a living painting, not a dead painting. So it must have a painter. So first we must believe in God, and then we can seek Him. That's the way. So that's the difference between. So that's step 1 and step 2. Okay, next question. Let me see from chat window. If somebody has any question. Okay, due to certain failures in my life, I have started believing that this is what my fate is. And I have a notion that same set of predefined events take place each time I retry. Even if they are repeated failures, again, I'm telling you, failures are great teachers. We learn so much in failures. Success is not a great teacher. Success gives us recognition, fame, trophies, certificates. Success can give you that. But failures, they come with such priceless lessons. Failures. So वैसे वो लगता है या तो मैं जीतता हूं या मैं हारता हूं. नहीं सर, हारता नहीं हूं, मैं हारते वक्त सीखता हूं. तो या तो मैं जीतता हूं या मैं सीखता हूं, या मैं जीतता हूं या मैं सीखता हूं. That's a win-win situation. So we should have this attitude. या तो मैं जीतता हूं, either I win or I lose. No, not lose. Learn. Either I win or I learn. Either I win or I learn. And in this way, even if there are repeated failures, you would not be disappointed with failures. You would move ahead under somebody's grace, under somebody's guidance. That's what's required. All right. Okay, now I can take maybe last question of the session today. And okay, what kind of qualities a person should have to make team integrated and motivated? Firstly, oneself should be integrity and motivation. In case the leader is not motivated and there is lack of integrity in the person himself, how can I cascade these qualities in others? Not possible. So that's why I said charity begins at home. No, charity begins at self. Charity begins at self. And then I can inspire others, because these qualities are contagious. These qualities are contagious. Like virus is contagious. If I'm having virus, I can give somebody else virus. Similarly, these qualities are also like virus. In case somebody is always motivated, always lives the life of integrity, people feel inspired. Sir, ma'am, I want to be like you. That's it. So in case if I want to have the team with integrity and there should be a sense of cooperation, a sense of motivation, then very important that I should have these qualities in superlative degree. Very important. A leader should have all those qualities in superlative degree, and then those qualities would be reflected in the team members. So leaders should have all the great qualities in superlative degree. That's what's required. All right, everyone. So I'll stop here now. So thank you very much for inviting me to St. Xavier's. I hope someday personally I would come there. But yes, I was invited. Thank you very much for inviting me. And I I could see so many good questions came up. So that shows that all of you are very much interested in self-growth. And may Supreme Lord Shri Krishna bless all of you with lots and lots of changes in your life in positive direction. May you never ever get settled in the quicksand of complacency. Never ever quit this quicksand of complacency and work on your self-growth. I wish you all the very best. May Supreme Lord keep blessing all of you in all the spheres of your life. Thank you very, very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, sir, for those inspirational words. We are so fortunate to have a chance to hear you, and we are sure everyone learned a lot from you. Our principal, Reverend Father Dr. Erex Angelo, is among us. I would like to invite Father to say a few words. Over to you, Father.
Father, kindly unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry. So good afternoon to all of you. Swami Amoghla Leela Das and Dr. Renu Jordan and members of the Department of PBA and my beloved students. I had the privilege of listening to one Swami. I was present all along for the talk, though I was busy with several other things.
Thank you, Father.
One of the greatest things of India and contribution to the world is that spiritual vision. When the whole world is moving towards materialism, India in a special way contributed that spiritual vision of humanity, the universe, person, etc. Maha Upanishad has reminded us the world is a family. We think only human beings only make up this family. Human beings, every being, living and non-living, all join this. We look down on the animals, the animate and inanimate things, everything put together is the family. The same Maha Upanishad reminds all of us that Only small-minded people say one is a relative, the other is a stranger. Whereas magnanimous people feel that the entire world is a family. Therefore, the advice is be detached, be magnanimous, lift up your mind, enjoy the fruit of Brahminic freedom. A poet from the south, one Kaniyan Poongundanara, you quoted Dr. Abdul Kalam, who also quoted this single line, this couplet in the UNO. To us, all towns are our own, and everyone is our relative. A true vision of spirituality will bring people together instead of playing a divisive role. Unfortunately, all religions have played that negative role. All religions. But now time has come that we should look inward. The most fruitful journey is not external journey inward. Then we will realize that Aham Brahmasmi. Because Dharanika Upanishad reminds us that we are all part of the divine. When we realize, after a tedious process of self-realization, that we carry God, we are all carrying God. As a result, what Swami Amo calls Krishna, I call Christ. So ultimately we know that we are all taking different routes leading to the same destination. Because of this realization should open our eyes to selfless service, treating all human beings and other beings with the love and compassion. I don't know anything more than this as the true religion. Humanism is the only true religion. All the other religions will show the path towards this great humanism. I'm sure that our students and staff have benefited a lot from your sharing. The takeaway of such a program should be a realization that I am a divine in the human form. I carry God within me. As a result, I should share that same divine experience to the people with whom I live, whom I love, and whom I serve. So thanks a lot for the wonderful talk. It has been Father. Listening to you, and you are most welcome to visit our campus anytime.
Thank you, Father. So kind of you, Father.
Thank you, Father. Winners are not people who never fail, but people who never quit. So, let us celebrate the hard work being put in by the winners of the respective events of Business Conclave 2022. But before that, we would like to bring it to your notice that the best case studies and the best book reviews will gain a chance to get published in the Management Casebook, published under the dignified ISBN publication. So the moment which has been awaited by all has finally come, and we would invite our principal, Reverend Dr. Father Arex Angelo, to announce the winners.
I am glad to declare the winners for Marketing Maestros. Nandini Bala from University Maharani College, Jaipur. Second, Talent Recruits. Winner again, Nandini Bala from the same college. And runner-up, Pragya Naruka from St. Xavier's. Mock Parliament. Winners, Tanishka Jain from SS Jain Subodh Girls PG College. One more winner, winner 2, Rohan K. M. Kuruvilla from St. Xavier's. For book review, the certificate of excellence will be given to Mohit Singh Sisodia, Riddhi Agarwal, and Kamaldeep Singh Kaur. For case study analysis, winner Nandini Bala, University Maharani College. Nandini has received 3 prizes. Congratulations. God bless you.
Thank you, Father. A hearty congratulations to all the winners of the respective events, and we are grateful to all the contestants for participating. Moving towards the end of the program, we would like to invite our light-hearted and passionate student coordinator, Gargi Jain, for a vote of thanks.
Good noon to one and all. I, Gargi Jain, consider it a great honor to deliver a vote of thanks of the Business Conclave 22. To initiate with, we would like to say that the roots of all the goodness lie in the soul of appreciation. And with the year full of challenges and uncertainties, this takes an honor to acknowledge, and I would love to acknowledge all and each one of you who contributed to make the best use of the time. Let us first of all start by being indebted to the Almighty God for making today's occasion a resounding success. We further express our sincere thanks to Reverend Dr. Father Arokya Swami SJ, Rector and Manager, St. Xavier's College, Jaipur, for being supporting a support system to the Xavier's family. We would also like to put forward our most sincere thanks to Reverend Father Dr. Rex Angelo SJ, Principal, St. Xavier's College, Jaipur, for imparting us with guidance, support, and vision. We also wish to extend our regards and deepest sincere of appreciation to Dr. Father Raymond Cherubin, Vice Principal, for being the catalyst that stimulated to do our best. We also extend a business conclave workforce and the teachers for the enormous cooperation in the organization of this event. Event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and committed teachers and student workforce. My sincere thanks to our head of the department, Dr. Leena Sharma, for being a constant supporter, advisor, and a guider to make us choose the best of all the possibilities. To all the three divine teacher coordinators, Ms. Dr. Happy Agarwal, Manisha Sharma ma'am, and Venu Jadon ma'am, for working with us overnight from scratch planning to the complete execution. To all the department teachers who have guided and given their best of the contribution to make it happen, and who put in their enormous effort and make the event successful. To all the vertical coordinators, assistant coordinators, and volunteers, I, as a coordinator, would like to express a sincere thanks to each one of you. Ria, Shrishti, and Akriti, thank you so much for your editorial assistance. Mark Kulcheshwar, Siddharth Sharma, and Kaustav for the technical and the smooth functioning of the event. Jayant Varandani, Keshav Gupta, Ritesh Kalyani for the financial vertical conduction of the event. Brinda Maheshwari, Aaron Mittal, Kashish for the human resource vertical. Tushar, Bhavya, and Manish for marketing vertical. And Veenal, Parul, and Nakshita for the ethical and spiritual vertical. We also would like to thank each one of you who was not the part of the ESL, but still extended their contribution and make it happen the best way possible. We would like to take this opportunity to place on record hearty thanks for the guest speaker, Professor Dr. T.V. Rao sir for the opening ceremony and HC Amog Leela Prabhu for the closing ceremony. Thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable time and your priceless knowledge with us. Also, thank you for everyone we couldn't name here, but always remember the entire Xavier's family, the students from different colleges, and everyone who is here celebrating us at this time. Our special thanks to the media committee for the smooth live streaming and media coverage of the event. And we owe special gratitude to the non-teaching staff who have worked hard to ensure that the occasion becomes a memorable success. We thank all the distinguished invitees present here and accepting our invitation. Finally, we leave you this inspiring quote by Martin Luther King. An individual has not started living until he rises above the confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. My last and the foremost thanks to the beautiful MCs of the day and for the entire event. Thank you so much for the smooth conduction of the event. Thank you to each one of you. Over to you. Now I would like to request everyone to turn on the camera for the group picture.
Goodbyes are difficult, but the hope to meet again keeps us thriving. Keeping this hope high and looking forward to meet you all again with much more zeal and enthusiasm, we sign off. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Leena ma'am. Thank you, all the department members and all the students for the kind support. And we have completed our 2-day event successfully. Thank you.
Thank you, Happy ma'am, Manisha ma'am, and Renu ma'am for a beautiful coordination. We will have the feedback and the review meeting tomorrow, and we'll try to close it, wind up, so that next year we'll have one step more advanced. Thank you so much for your contribution. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, the team of students. Good work done. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We are winding up this meeting. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.